it's time to skid it. Hopping out the rave and skid it. Smashing on that bitch and skid it. Run to the check with no limit. Popping on X, popping on X, popping on X. Chill.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sir Splash, and today we have a good-ass video. It will be top 10 street-level heroes, not villains and heroes, but heroes in comics. Now, I'm mainly pulling from characters that most people know or are aware of in kind of the mainstream comic verse. So if there is some irrelevant-ass hero that's not on here and you feel he is, you can comment that character and I'll review them, and I'll consider adding them or making another video. But anyways, this will be my top 10 with DC and Marvel. And I kind of realized, well, actually, I'll explain this at the end. But anyway, let's just go ahead and go through the top 10. Now, at number 10, I have Nightwing. Now, Dick Grayson is well known for being like the first Batman and kind of the quintessential Batman. Not Batman, Robin, can't speak. Anyways, so he was the first Robin, most famous Robin. And essentially in the DC universe, he's the like unrivaled best acrobat, has high level intelligence, and he carries his two batons and his own batarangs as well as equipment to use as projectiles. Now, while Nightwing is very skilled and very capable as well as athletic as hell, I don't think he has the kind of combat prowess to put him any higher on this list. He simply lacks Batman's prowess as a tactician and fighter. And I think numbers 1 through 9 would beat him in a straight-up fight. So, yeah, at number 10 is Nightwing. Number 9 is Daredevil. Matt Murdock, blinded in his youth from an accident, and it actually granted him a sort of radar sense, which he has honed throughout the years, as well as training religiously to become one of the best fighters so he could be Daredevil. Now, Murdock is peak human with his radar sense from the accident. It gives him almost meta-like reaction time and speed. I would say he's at least equal to Nightwing when it comes to acrobatics and agility. And a lot of people argue, Daredevil's the second acrobat while Nightwing's first. Well, the first in Marvel is SpiderMan, and so you can't really scale Nightwing to Spider-Man as far as quickness and acrobatics. So I don't think it's really fair to use that as an argument. But the reason why he's number 9, he's a very skilled fighter, plus that radar sense makes him very hard to get the drop on. But I simply think he lacks the firepower to consistently beat numbers 1 through 8. So that is why Daredevil comes in at number 9. Number 8, Captain America. This was one of the hardest ones to place. Steve Rogers was a short, brittle young man. Eventually was given the super soldier serum and became Captain America. Now, he has his vibranium shield, which can deflect pretty much any attack. And he's 100% human potential. Not human peak, but human potential. So 100% of whatever humans could evolve into, that's where Cap's physicals are. As well as he is a tactical genius, one of the best tactical minds in Marvel, if not the best, and the go-to for strategy, usually when it comes to teams like Avengers. Why he's number 8? Like I said, it's very hard to place Cap. Cap could press and arguably beat everyone a few times with the numbers below him. But 1 through 7, I believe, are either above him in hacks or firepower or both. So because of his limited arsenal, I didn't put Cap any higher. However, if we're just throwing straight hands, Cap has a really good shot against anybody on this list. Moving on. Number 7 is Batman. Bruce Wayne, the vigilante, most famous vigilante in comic books. Saw his parents die when he was a kid. He was like, man, fuck the criminals. I'm going to become a hero. And he set out to become the Batman and to strike fear in the heart of criminals throughout Gotham. Now, Batman is one of DC's smartest and best tacticians and is a hand-to-hand guru. Like, the guy has mastered over 100 martial arts, and he's considered consistently a top 5 fighter in DC, if not top 3. Now, why do I have it on number 7? Well, with full prep time, I've done a video on this, Batman smacks pretty much anyone. No prep, I think 1 through 9 have a shot to beat him. Now, we can meet in the middle and give Bat some prep, so he has some gear, access to gear, and because of that, I put him at number 7 ahead of Cap and the others. Now, number 6, Luke Cage. Luke is the result of experimentation, aka Power Man, Luke now has superhuman strength and is famous for his unbreakable skin. Now, his skin has been pierced by certain things, but essentially it holds up to conventional firearms, weaponry, knives, all that. And Luke is strong enough to contend with characters like the Thing if he has to. And he's an overall beast. Now, why did I put him at number 6? Well, Luke is a physical force for a street-level character. He is the least skilled on the list by far. Luke is tough, but he also just sticks to brawling techniques. And his low-level skill and strategy really hampers his ability to be put higher on my list. So that is why Luke Cage is number 6. Now, number 5, halfway through, I got SpiderMan. Peter Parker is one of the hardest to gauge when it comes to street-level characters. His spidey sense and top-tier acrobatics make him a terror to those he faces. Spider-Man is brilliant, high-end. He is a high-end physical force among street levels and simply is very hard to hit. Now, why do I have Peter number 5? Well, arguably the best overall physical package as a fighter on the list, Spider-Man is the lower end on the fighting prowess, and especially in character, he intentionally holds back and suppresses himself. So Peter really, a lot of times, is his own worst enemy because he's not willing to take the next step to go a little farther, to punch a little harder. That is why I have Spider-Man at number 5. Number 4, Black Panther. Panther is easily the most overhyped street-level character in the mainstream right now because of the movie, because of the movement, that Wakanda Forever shit. Black Panther, everyone thinks he's Jesus. I actually had someone fucking debate me on if Black Panther could beat Hulk. Like, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, this doesn't mean he isn't a high-level street character. Panther is a top-tier fighter, being privy to martial arts only known to Wakanda. T'Challa was born to be both a warrior and a king, and he is a top 10 intellect in the Marvel Universe. Now, why do I have him at number 4? Panther's skill, physical gifts, and vibranium suit makes him a challenge for anyone. However, when it comes to putting another down for the count, I can't say Panther's above those I put in the top 3. So when it comes to actually just ending you instead of incapacitating you, Panther is not in my top 3. And yes, he is a beast. Yes, he's a force. Yes, he's highly intelligent and skilled. But so are the top 3. It's not like, there's a big gap between all these characters. There really isn't. It's very hard to place. However, I'm pretty confident in this list. Now, number 3, I have Wolverine. Wolverine is honestly either the most overrated or underrated on this list in the mainstream. Wolverine's mutant genes, enhancements, and skill plus experience allows him to compete with characters like Hulk on a regular basis. Now, Wolverine, if you don't know, was a result of military experimentation. He's lived for over 100 years, has over 100 years of experience, as well as he has adamantium claws, which can cut through beings like Thanos if Thanos is not ready for that shit. And it can cut through Hulk and Luke Cage. As well as he has a really high level healing factor, increased speed, and incredible senses. His sense of smell is what he's most famous for now. Healing factor, these are my reasons for his number 3 spot. Healing factor, adamantium claws, his experience as a fighter and a warrior, durability, and his physical prowess. Those are the main reasons why he's here. Wolvie can give even mid to high tier metas a rough time. However, out of all the fights, if he was to have them with the last 2 characters, I think 1 and 2 could beat him a majority of the time. So Wolverine is number 3. Number 2, Iron Fist. Danny Rand is a lot tougher than people think. Fist gets his power from Shao-Lao the Undying, an entity on par with the Phoenix Force. Now, Shao-Lao does not have as many showings as the Phoenix Force, but he's compared to him and is one of the 5 godlike beings in that pantheon. Danny also is a top-tier fighter. Mixed with his chi, it makes him the ultimate X-fighter when it comes to team fights because you simply don't know what kind of shit Iron Fist is bringing to the table. Now, why is he number 2? The Iron Fist has ridiculous attack potency. Fist one-shotted the Helicarry. The big-ass shield Helicarry? He one-shotted that bitch. And he nagged an attack that obliterated Wolverine. I think it was from Nitro. And his Iron Fist canceled that out and actually hurt Nitro. One hit from Fist can potentially end anyone on this list. However, I don't see Fist putting down number 1 a majority of the time. Now, moving on to number 1, I'll give you a second to guess. Time's up, bitches. It's Midnighter. Now, Lucas Trent is the GOAT to me among the street tier characters. If you think I'm biased because I've made Midnighter videos or I'm known for making Midnighter content, I'll go ahead and explain why this man is number one. He is able to read your strengths, weaknesses, and every way the fight can go within an instant by reading the synapses in your brain. On top of this, he can resist telepathic attacks, has extra organs, a healing factor to a certain degree, and physical augmentations. Now, what about his resume? He broke Apollo's nose, who at one point in the Authority cleansed the moon's surface of aliens in a relatively fast amount of time. He's evaded Atrocitus, who bullied the fuck out of Stormwatch and can compete with other Lanterns without any problem. And he also took hits from Atrocitus and survived. He's one-shotted a Red Lantern, bullied Deadshot. Deadshot couldn't fucking tag him to save his life. He drew blood from Etrigan the Demon, who is most famous for punching Superman to the moon, and nearly killed Martian Manhunter in one shot. And he did this by finding a genetic flaw in the Martian race, and he almost one-shotted his ass. And most importantly, he scares the living shit out of Batman. Batman wants no part of Midnighter because Midnighter's fucking crazy and will smurder hella people. So yes, at the end of the day, I think Midnighter's hacks, his supercomputer battle brain, as well as his physical augmentations, makes him number one. He can also turn off his damn pain sensory, so he won't feel the pain. He'll just keep fighting. And he has perfect equilibrium. But anyways, let me know what you think of my top 10. What I was going to say in the beginning of the video that I'll say now is that DC's, I just think DC is subpar when it comes to street level characters compared to Marvel. That is why only 3 of them are featured on this list. However, DC fans, you can rejoice because Midnighter is DC. So you got the number one spot. But anyways, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment. It's been your boy Sir Splash, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
I ain't ready for this.
Oh snap!